Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
Fenway Park celebrated its 100th anniversary on April 20th, 2012, with a spine-tingling pregame ceremony. 212 former Red Sox players, managers, and coaches emerged from the ballpark's painted green nooks and crannies. Some entered from the left field garage gate, some from underneath the center field bleachers, others still from Canvas Alley along the first baseline, or from the Red Sox dugout. After the Red Sox alumni gathered, the members of the 2012 team soon joined them. Last to be welcomed to the diamond were legends Johnny Pesky and Bobby Doerr, who were wheeled onto the field by Jason Varitek, David Ortiz, and Tim Wakefield. On April 20th, 2013, the Sox returned home to face the Royals after the Boston Marathon bombing. As an American flag unfurled down the face of the Green Monster and a tribute to the bombing victims played, David Ortiz let the fans know.
This is our city, and nobody gonna dictate our freedom. Stay strong. Thank you.
In 1998, on April 20th, Mo Vaughn slapped an 0-2 pitch into right field to score Jim Leyritz with the deciding walk-off run in a 6-5 win over the Cleveland Indians in 11 innings. Down 5-4, Leyritz had slammed a game-tying home run leading off the 9th, and then in the 11th, he singled, and Damon Buford drew a walk just before Mo came up. On April 20th in 1999, Pedro Martinez rang up 10 strikeouts for the second straight game and set down 13 in a row. Pedro and the Sox ended up winning 1-0 on Troy O'Leary's home run in Detroit. Down 5-0 to the Blue Jays on April 20th, 2003, the Sox rallied, getting 2 runs in the 6th and then tied up the game in the 7th inning. Nomar Garcia-Parra completed the comeback with a 9th-inning walk-off home run to give the Sox an emotional come-from-behind 6-5 win. Jason Varitek doubled his way on base on April 20th, 2010, before Darnell McDonald slammed a 2-2 pitch into the seats above the Green Monster, pulling the Red Sox even with the Rangers at 6-6 in the 8th inning. By the time he came to bat in the 9th, the bases were loaded and there were 2 outs. Darnell lofted a high fly that scraped the wall, sending Kevin Youkilis home for a walk-off 7-6 win. Carl Yastrzemski banged his 3rd hit of the game with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 11th inning to beat the Texas Rangers 6-5 on April 20th, 1980. Jim Kern had walked Rick Burleson to start the rally with the game tied at 5-5. Fred Lynn then singled to left, and Burleson made it over to 3rd. After Jim Rice was intentionally walked, up came Yaz. In the bottom of the 9th on April 20th, 1920, with the Yankees ahead 2-1, Kid Foster started the Sox half of the inning with a walk. Everett Scott sacrificed him over, and Hack Eibel pounded a hit to center that brought the Kid home with the tying run. Then Harry Hooper came up and laced a line drive into right field. Mike McNally was passed, filling up the bases, and then Mike Minoski knocked out a line drive into right center, walking off with a 3-2 win for the Sox. On April 20th, 1936, with Washington up 5-3, Rick Ferrell led off the 9th inning for the Sox with a single to left for his 3rd hit of the game. Bing Miller next drew a walk, and Wes Ferrell pushed a medium grounder to second baseman Buddy Meyer, who let the ball bounce through his legs while Rick raced home on the play and pinch runner Dusty Cook scooting over to 3rd. Doc Kramer then lofted a fly ball back against the left center field wall, deep enough to score Cook with the tying run. That put things up to Heine Manouche, who scorched a line drive down the right field line on the 2nd pitch he saw. When Meyer fumbled the relay, the winning run scored for a thrilling 6-5 walk-off victory. On opening day in New York on April 20th, 1939, Ted Williams played right field in his first major league game and hit 6th. He was admittedly nervous, and Red Ruffing struck him out in his first plate appearance, but in his second at-bat, he doubled off the right field wall for his first major league hit. On April 20th, 1963, after giving up 2 runs to the Tigers in the top of the 15th inning, the Sox came back to win it in the bottom of the inning. Down 4-2, Frank Malzone started the inning with a single to left. Bob Tillman lifted a pop fly into short right that eluded second baseman Dick McAuliffe. But Al Kaline was right on top of it and fired a strike to second, forcing Malzone. Billy Gardner next beat out an infield hit, and Chuck Schilling lined a single to left that brought in Tillman and put Gardner on second with the tying run. Roman Mejias was next, and he hit a liner to left center that bounced off the wall. Gardner breezed home while Schilling was waved around third and kept moving, scoring the walk-off winning run, 5-4. And finally, on April 20th in 1912, the Red Sox christened their new ballpark against the New York Highlanders. But the opening saw little fanfare because the tragic sinking of the Titanic happened just days before. Fenway Park was a cheery spectacle. Streetcars brought fans to the corner of Lansdowne and Jersey Street because the subway had not yet been extended into Kenmore Square. Ticket prices ranged from 25 cents in the bleachers, 75 cents for the unreserved grandstand, $1.25 for the reserved grandstand, and $1.50 for box seats. The mayor of Boston, John Honey Fitzgerald, grandfather of President John F. Kennedy, was on hand and threw out the first pitch. Tied at 6-6, the game itself moved into extra innings. An error by New York put a runner on second base before Tris Speaker delivered a single to center for the walk-off inaugural Red Sox win at Fenway Park.